Marketing and promotion has been a key focus throughout this program's development. We've worked to develop campaigns that engage the audience and could tell our story through social media and email marketing. This is critical in capturing the audience in such distracting times. Throughout this process, we've been blessed to work with MW2 as Site Texas's SEO partner to increase our engagement and presence. I'd like to introduce Mark White, the CEO of MW2 Solutions, to share a bit more about that story.
So I have the pleasure to be here with Mark White, and he is the CEO of MW2 Solutions. So Mark, can you tell us a little bit about your company?
So yeah, MW2 Solutions is a company, a digital solutions company that helps event industries get their messaging out in a compartmentalized way and joining a lot of individual tools together to get people to the events, let them know about your message and identify those channels where people are interested in finding.
Sure. And how have you started working with people in the meetings business? What has been that transition for you?
Well, it's been interesting, like everything else. We were fortunate enough to partner with Site Texas for this event. And prior to our partnering with Site Texas, we were seeing some just kind of normal activity from somebody online and with an online presence. We wanted to come in and through our partnership, through the hard work that Site Texas does day after day, managing their own profiles and things online, we were able to come in and really give a boost, identify where people were finding information about this event, get them there, get them excited, and get them engaged.
So can you tell us a little bit about the actual work you do? What is the nuts and bolts?
So we are taking not only social media, search and email marketing, by themselves. What we're doing is we're joining all of these together and using that information in a way that absolutely gets more attendees interested in what's going on, sees that consistent messaging, and has staying value well beyond the event. We want to help industry and organizations in the event industry manage those 364 days between events.
Right, and that is something that oftentimes is forgotten in the events world. We had talked about this before, right?
It is, and you know, I think now with the way things have evolved and we've all been forced to rethink what we're doing, digital solutions and doing that in a way that can get to more people and get this specific messaging out, and doing that consistently is very, very important. And you have to do that through a multitude of channels. So consistency is really key.
So let's talk a little bit about those channels. For the meetings world, what channels work?
So in the meetings world, social media, as we all know to be true, we have our LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Google Posts. We take all of these and you think about the time, okay, I'm gonna start a social marketing campaign for my event. Well, I go into Facebook and I do this, and then I've got to go to Instagram, I've got to do this, and I've got to go to LinkedIn and I've got to do this. Well, there's a solution out there that makes this a very, very smooth process and seamless, where you can get this information out simultaneously through a multitude of channels, then track what's going on and how that feeds into your reservation and the registrations that are coming in. And those things are very important, especially when you're doing hybrid events. And even if you were in a full live event, format, those things are very, very important to track.
So I know you work with people in a lot of different industries. Mm-hmm. What are the nuances? What are the things for events that are different?
Well, for events, it's really interesting. Events have kind of a flashpoint, and they come in, you build up to the height to an event, mm-hmm. and then the event happens. Well, then there's a little bit of event hangover afterwards. And those days that precede, there's a lot of things that are forgotten. And so what we're trying to do in the event industry, and what we're helping companies do, is have staying power well beyond the event, help those buyers and suppliers connect, and really make it something that has a year-round effect. So it's not just the hype before the event, it's everything afterwards as well.
Sure, absolutely. So what advice do you have for someone who's watching, or somebody here in the live room who is ready to plan that first hybrid event? They are gung-ho, they're here to learn,
right.
And they're like, oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about the social media part of it. What do they need to do today?
What you guys need to do is, and what you need to remember, is keep your message in front of people. Don't do the normal things that you always see everybody else doing. If you receive one other COVID-19 email, are you going to open that or not? So have your messaging, know who your audience is, and engage them in the channels that they're comfortable speaking with you in. And those are going to be the key points that are going to keep an audience with you as a professional, establishing you long-term in your industry, and being a go-to person in this hybrid world.
Nice. Well, Mark, thank you so much for being here at How to Hybrid and for your partnership with Site Texas. It's been great to work with you, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We look forward to being back.
Awesome. Well,
All right.
thank you very much.
All right.
Now,